Hi, it's me, Janessa Rose, and I'm back. I got a couple suggestions from Megan. Shout out to Megan. They were dope suggestions. Let me just pull them up here. She wanted to discuss insecurities in a relationship, comparing yourself to their ex or comparing them to yours, how not to carry past issues from previous relationships into your next one, the boundaries between being his significant other and being his mama. That's a whole bunch, and they're all really good. Let's start with insecurity in relationships. First and foremost, there's different aspects of insecurities in relationships. Sometimes relationships have dynamics that are causing an insecurity, and the insecurity is not within the person themselves. It's within the structure, foundation, or dynamic within the relationship between two people. So there's a cause, and the insecurity is now the effect of whatever behavior is happening and however they're approaching the behavior, which is a variety of things, which we all know it could be different things. Different couples, different people have different behaviors. So I say to those who are watching, if you're a dude who is in a relationship with a female and you're calling her insecure, or you're seeing insecure behavior, let's identify the behavior. Let's see what it is. Is your girl insecure about her weight? Is she insecure about her looks? Is she insecure about things personally that are her, that came with her prior to getting in the relationship, that are going to probably be there getting out the relationship, if you guys get out the relationship, depending on how you guys approach it? Or are you dating a girl who is insecure by saying you're cheating, flirty, there's other women involved, there's third parties, you know what I'm saying, popping up, ex-girlfriend shit popping up? That's not her being insecure. That's her being concerned. And as a person in a relationship with someone, whether you're I don't even know how you see it, and people are different, but me personally, if you're with someone you care about and you care about their feelings, then an insecurity is something you don't want to feed, unless you don't care and you're just going to be like, well, that's on you, you got to handle that, I can't help you with that. Then you're of no help to them, and you're not going to help the issue, and that insecurity ain't going to go nowhere so long as you approach it like that. That's an insensitive way of approaching someone in that situation within insecurities in relationships. Now, if you're a chick and you're dating a dude who's insecure, this is a different, I'd like to say this is a different approach, because men are way different than we are, and they approach things differently. They're not raised like we're raised to kind of like, gear up and I'm excited about my relationship and how, we express our emotions. We're like raised and bred to be, in relationships, those of us that are relationship minded. So they're not like that. They can't really express their feelings like us, their emotions or their insecurities. That's a part of the emotions. So they're not going to approach it the same way. They're probably not even going to say anything. So they might act out, rage out, whatever, I don't know, depending on the dude. So you have to understand the same dynamics as like, if I care about this person, how I'm going to treat them if they're acting insecure. And the same thing really kind of does apply to you too. Like, if you seeing other dudes, you talking to other dudes, you entertain other dudes, you still talk to ex-boyfriends and all of that, and you fuck with other guys, then he's not really insecure. He's concerned about behaviors and dynamics that are going on in the relationship. So that's something you got to be honest with in that sense. But then again, if he's being like, oh, I don't like the way I look, I don't want to be in pictures, things like that, then it's your approach. It's, again, the same. What's going on? Ask him, what's going on with you? How can we, this is how I feel about you. Reassure him. Let him know how you feel about him in those areas. That way it can help him and he doesn't feel that way. That's how I would personally approach things when it comes down to insecurity in a relationship. That's my personal opinion. It's not professional. That's just the way I how I handle it. But then again, there's also another thing that I want to bring up when it comes down to insecurities, because as people, as just humans, we're quick to just point fingers. You're this way and you're that way and I'm not this way. And first of all, first and foremost, you cannot identify any behaviors or any characteristics within anybody unless you notice them first within yourself. So that is first and foremost. So you have to be awakened to these things. You have to know already like what these things are. You have to be awakened to it. You can't just be like, oh, he's insecure and so who cares, and that's just that, he's on his own and that's not something I want to deal with. If you're in a relationship and you care about something, you bailing when shit gets hard or uncomfortable, there's no growth in that. There's no growth in the comfort zone. None at all. You're comfortable, everything's peace, nobody grows there. But when shit gets rocky and things start getting a little bit weird, that's when your true self shows up, and what you're really made of and what the relationship is really made of is, that's when that shows up. So you got to be awakened to that, and you got to be willing to say, you know what, I care about this person and these things are showing up, and I know when I've been insecure in certain areas in my life how I felt, and when people shunned me for my insecurities or whatever your experiences was, you should then be able to say, you know what, let me put myself in his shoes or her shoes and approach it in a way that's a little bit more comfortable or soothing for them during this time, because it might be hard. Or because you might lose somebody that means something, means a lot to you based off of judgments that were just going, just what happening at that moment. Things that you just misjudged because you were impatient, or that feeling brought up things that you didn't want to approach or you didn't want to deal with. That's kind of selfish. So if you're in a relationship and you're dealing with somebody who's insecure, those are the healthy ways, I think, I would say, and I would, say to approach it like that. But there's people who do unhealthy shit and insecurities. There's people who are insecure and do crazy shit, like they accuse you of cheating and like want to check you and do crazy things. Those things are abusive. That's my opinion on the insecurities. Dynamics are different. People are different, circumstances are different. But when you're not doing nothing, then the person that you love is either displaying insecurities within the relationship, blaming you for cheating tactics and things like that. You should definitely talk to them, ask them, what is it that I'm doing? Is there anything that I could do to maybe help you so that way you don't, if you don't know, or maybe be creative and show up in areas that they're showing the insecurity. Now, if they're insecure about themselves, long story short, let them know you're beautiful, I love you, you're crazy, this is, me, or whatever. Just reassure, words of affirmation. Just, help them to feel better about themselves if you love them. If not, just let them know, listen, this is a characteristic in you that I'm not really, it's not becoming, or I'm not comfortable, or whatever the case may be. That ain't gonna help the insecurities though, but just saying, if you're that type of person. Anyway, that's about it for me. I'm gonna just leave it at that. We'll come back on another video. I hope you guys like it. Watch the video, subscribe, whatever. Bye.